Hi, my name's Danny Clark with Collectors Firearms. This is my assistant, Josh Martinez. Today we are featuring a fantastic example of a Colt third model Dragoon. Colt made the Dragoon models starting in 1848 through 1856, 1857 period. And there were three basic models. The first model had round cylinder stops and a square back trigger. The second model had square cylinder stops like this with a square back trigger. And then the third model is this example with square cylinder stops and a rounded back trigger. So this is the easiest one to spot. You can just see the round back trigger on a third model Dragoon and you know it's a third model. This one is serial number 18273, and that's a very late third model Dragoon. They went to up into the early 19,000s, and that's when production ceased. Most of the time when you see these guns, they don't have any finish at all, and a lot of times they're just pretty beat up. This one still has most of its blue, and then real rarity is the case colors right here. And this is a Marshall gun, meaning that it was issued to the military. And how you can easily spot that is the civilian models had varnished grips, while the military models had oil stain grips and also a cartouche. Not all the time can you see a cartouche on these guns, but this one has a really nice cartouche right here. Also has all its cylinder stain. It's just a really fantastic example. These guns are really not practical, and they figured that out because they're so heavy. This gun weighs approximately 4 pounds, and so lugging this thing around on your belt, and most of the time it was like on a holster on a cavalry, but it's a lot of gun, and it's a lot of gun for people who are normal size today. But you know, if you were at this period in time, if you were 5'4", you were a big person, an average sized person. So they were much smaller than lugging around a gun that weighs about as much as a Desert Eagle. 44 caliber, and these things were, you know, the first mass-produced successful revolver of Colts. You had the Walker, but it was made only in limited numbers, and these were continued right after that.
What's on the cylinder seam? You mentioned that. What is that?
It's a decorative roll-dyed seam. So they had an engraving that was tempered and hardened, and the cylinders were rolled along it. So it has a Indian fighter scene on this gun, and it's just a decorative piece on the cylinder.
And they all came like that from the factory?
Yes.
And so an example like this is rare to see because it still has a cylinder scene, correct? Because you said a lot of them are beat up.
Yeah, the cylinder scene is nowhere near as rare as you would find on some of the others, say like a Colt Walker. The cylinder seam was rolled very lightly. You see a lot of Dragoons with cylinder seams. What's rare about this is the amount of finish. This has a lot of blue and the case colors. The case colors were the first to go. The blue went after that. You can have a gun that's actually nice and sharp and still has some cylinder seam but no finish.
So even back then, they were doing case coloring.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's nothing new. They've been doing that for a while, it sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And you said serial numbers, so these guns were serialized.
They were all serial numbered and they were all matched. And so this gun is all matching, all the parts, the cylinder, and even the loading lever.
Is that a rarity to see in a gun like this?
No, most of them, you'll find a lot of dealers who make a big deal about it's all matching. Most of them are still matching. It's more rare to see one not matching. But it's, you know, you want to have your gun all matching for sure.
You said cartouche. What is that?
Military inspector's mark that is stamped into the grip.
So that'd be done at the factory or at an arsenal?
By a government inspector.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, this is a beautiful piece. Thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome.